Welcome to the Jeff Crilley Show. And now, here's Jeff Crilley.
Welcome back to the Jeff Crilley Show. We're going to move into kind of the spirit of entrepreneurialism segment. And my guests are Sherrill and Steve Lester. They are with QMF Steel. Welcome to the Jeff Crilley Show.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Now, this was a big week for you two. So why don't you describe for our viewers what happened? You got a very important visit.
We did. It started April 29th in Washington, D.C. There was an award ceremony for the agencies that help small businesses like SCORE and different agencies like that, SBDC, a lot of agencies that assist SBA. And then on Monday was the big awards ceremony for those of us who won for National Prime Contractor of the Year, which is what we won, Exporter of the Year, Subcontractor of the Year, and then each state had a representative. They won, for example, Debbie Paris won State of Texas Person of the Year. So that was our Monday ceremony where we got to meet Mike Pence and Ivanka Trump,
Cool.
along with Linda McMahon, of course.
That's awesome. And then on Thursday, just a couple days ago, you got a special visit.
We did. The award ceremony for the state of Texas was in Arlington, and so she was scheduled to speak there. And our SBA representative for South Central, the Herb Austin, Bob Taylor office, said, hey, you need to check in on our girl Sherrill. So she came to our office and toured our plant, and Steve and I talked to her about our equipment and our passion for small business and the great customers that we serve here in Texas and across the country.
So, Steve, let's get you involved. What is the secret to the success? I mean, not everybody gets a visit from a member of the president's cabinet.
Only took 23 years to become an overnight success. Quite honestly, we started out as a metal distributor, and we found that most of our customers have some form of pain center, something they need taken care of that irritates them in some way, or it becomes one of their problems of finding somebody. So we slowly but surely started getting into custom manufacturing and custom fabrication, and the next thing we know, it kind of got wild, and we started doing high-profile projects and getting contracts like 635.
Wow.
We're working on the I-30 project
Dallas
called the
Horseshoe.
Horseshoe.
Cool.
Right. And we became again, an overnight success. Literally after 23 years, now everybody's calling, and we're extremely blessed.
Wow. Is it cool to drive by your work and say, I did that?
Absolutely. You know, we're natives of Dallas. Steve and I were born in the same hospital and graduated from the same high school.
That's
so
cool.
our
And didn't know each other.
And didn't know each
Really?
other, right. But all of our family lives very close to right here where we are today. And so they get to share in our success as well, and we're really proud of what we've been able to accomplish.
Well, you said 23 years in the making. Is that right? There's a lot of ways to mess up as an entrepreneur, and not many businesses get to the 23-year mark. What are some of your principles that you live by that allows your company to continue thriving?
For me, it's prayer. We do a lot of that. We work hard, we play hard. We have a great staff. I mean, I think it's very important that you have the right people on your team. And that's changed throughout the years. You know, when we were just a metal distributor, we needed a certain skill set. And then as we started manufacturing, we needed to add to that skill set. And now with custom fabrication and, I mean, just the commercial markets we're in with heavy highway and defense industry and the commercial building industry, you know, that takes a lot of skill. You have to have estimators, you have to have engineers, and you don't need an engineer when you're a metal distributor, right? So, you really have to stick with it, and you really have to look 5 years out and say, what am I going to need in 5 years, and start working on that today.
Our last guest talked about kind of an obsession with detail. That is important in your job, for sure.
Absolutely.
If it's wrong, it doesn't fit.
Have you had to eat some mistakes?
You know, there's not enough salt and pepper that'll make a piece of stainless taste good. I can just tell you up front. We have had a few setbacks along the way, but that's kind of you don't have setbacks if you don't get out of bed.
Yes. Yes.
And, you know, in custom fabrication, everything is a challenge. I mean, it's a good challenge. We love it. We love creating something beautiful out of raw material, right? I mean, the LBJ project, for example, every one of those fence panels, those chocolate fence panels, those are custom. Every single one had to be cut to fit. And so that was a great learning curve, literally, for us.
Well, what does the future look like? I know we have a president who is Buy America, Make It in America. What does the future look like for you guys?
Well, I mean, we were already, we were ready. We've been buying American materials for most of our career, so that was already in play. As far as infrastructure, we're already set. We've been doing heavy highway projects across the country. We've worked in Kentucky, Indiana. We're about to work in Rhode Island, we found out last week. So, I mean, we're ready for infrastructure. And the commercial construction, I mean, ornamental metals is what we do. So imagine, you can make a building, but you've got to make it beautiful. Well, that's what we do, or all the pretty things, the handrails and pedestrian rails that go on the Margaret McDermott Bridge, things like that. I mean, the pretty things that you see are the kinds of things that we build. So
when you talk about highway projects, or what you're talking about, the metal that's on some of the overpasses? Is that
we made the fence panels that are on 635, but there's also a lot of things that we made that you don't see.
Okay, cool.
Same thing on the Margaret McDermott Bridge that she's talking about. But when the project's called the Horseshoe, when that project is done, you're going to see these special handrails that are very custom and they're very beautiful. And even if we have to say so ourselves because we made them, but they're going to light up. I mean, Dallas is really stepping up to really make this thing a showpiece for our community, and we're pretty proud to be a part of that.
And you're doing projects all over the country, but Dallas-Fort Worth is really a hot market, is it not?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we would never even have to – we wouldn't have to go to Austin, but we have a job in Austin. We wouldn't have to go to Corpus, but we'll be having a job in Corpus. I mean, literally, there is enough work right here at home to keep us busy for 10 years.
And does the attention from Linda McMahon and the government help? Is it going to help you win bids in the future?
It got us on your show.
Well, that's now you can retire. You've been on the Jeff Crilley Show.
It's great to have notoriety, but we're just going to keep working. I mean, it's been a great week. I mean, we're a little tired actually from all the excitement, but we're just going to go back to work and do what we do best. But we can say that we've won the National Prime Contractor of the Year award, and that means a lot to federal government. We won that. That was a federal government award for our work with the DOJ, and we're very proud of that. But it's credibility. You have to have past performance, references, and this is a great one.
Go ahead.
We also have the SBA and several other entities like our local congressmen and whatnot that have reached out to us, and they are wanting us to tell them what they can do to help us. So, and with all small businesses, there's challenges. Is
there a lot of regulation in your industry, or being in Texas, which is a state that doesn't believe in over-regulating? Is it pretty good to do business here?
I'm telling you, I wake up every day and say, thank God I live in Texas. It's great. It's a great state to be born in, but to do business here is outstanding. We talk to a lot of people across the country, and they do have a lot of challenges. I mean, they want to tax water in Wyoming. I don't, if you have a little pond on your land. So, I mean, we've got it made here in Texas, and if you can't make it in Texas, you need to go out of business.
I hear horror stories. Like if you took your plant and you moved it to California with all those regulations,
we'd be out of business.
Really?
Really. As a matter of fact, we are being reached out to from California we've probably looked at 6 or 8 jobs already because they just can't afford to buy it in their own state from the regulations that are put on those people.
We've got a parenting expert coming up next. You guys have kids, right?
We do.
You do? What do you hope your kids learn from your work ethic and overcoming obstacles and building a business? Well,
our son has an incredible work ethic. I'm very proud of him. He works for Match.com, and when he was growing up, I wasn't sure that was going to happen, but he's impressed us. We are just adore him. He's brilliant. He has a little bit of a political slant, so we love challenging him on Republican versus Democrat and liberal versus conservative. It's a hoot. But he's not going to go into our business, but our daughter-in-law works for us, and she is just smart as a whip, and we're happy to have her. And, we're going to be in this business for a long time, so I'm not looking to have him take over anytime soon.
Give us your website.
www.qmfsteel.com, and we're also on Twitter, and we have a LinkedIn page.
Well, congratulations on your success, and will you come back again?
Absolutely.
You promise?
Promise.
All right.
Love to.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you both. When we come back, we're going to talk to a best-selling author and parenting expert about how we can all do a better job with our boys and girls. That's next on the Jeff Crilley Show.
More of the Jeff Crilley Show coming up.